Last year I did a setup tour and I got quite a few views. So I'm doing it again. So here comes the Nathaniel Show Setup Tour 2024. Ooh. Starting off my setup tour, let's talk about, first of all, the chair. Chair is obviously like the main component when you look back besides the desk. So let's talk about the chair. This is an S-Racer chair that I got about 2 years ago and it's holding up okay. In the last setup video I said that there was no problems with it and I always liked it, but there's a slight issue that has been happening recently. If I pan down, something's happened to the bottom of the cushion. To be fair, I'm pretty sure this chair was like $100, so it makes sense that it's probably peeling like that, but yeah, that isn't great. And sometimes I usually don't sit like a normal person, and I sit with like my legs up, so that's probably the reason why. Speaking of things that you see when you look at my setup, you see the desk. Now this L-shaped desk was actually like a quick buy that I needed an L-shaped desk really quickly, so I found the cheapest one I could on Amazon, and this was what I got. It's a very nice desk. I'm pretty sure it's by the brand called Solder, and it's pretty good, except for one slight issue. As you can see where the L's connect, it's very loose, and basically the holes for the screws on the bottom are pretty loose. Kind of see that. Yeah, there's a screw missing right there because the hole, it got way too big, so I had to put unique screws in there, so now most of these screws don't fit in their normal place. Just pretty annoying for an L-shaped desk, right where I basically put my computer. It served me well, and honestly, I plan to use it until it absolutely breaks, which it isn't, so good. Now going to the other things, part of the setup, of course. First of all, we got my keyboard. This keyboard's a great keyboard. Like last year, I said that the only one flaw with it is if I unplug it and use it wirelessly, the connectivity is kind of bad, honestly. If I type this entire string right here, as you can see, the keyboard got basically none of those characters, which is why I basically have to keep it wired in 24/7. It's pretty annoying, but I gotten used to it, so honestly, it's not that bad. It's just kind of annoying. I also really don't like how the switches sound. These are rip-offs of Blues, and my old keyboard from the same company were rip-offs of Blue that sounded better, but for some reason, when I had to order again because I broke the first pair, these are browns. Other than that though, great keyboard. The RGB is actually very subtle. I really like it. And it has like multiple RGB functions and everything like that. And going with this, I also got the mouse with this, and this is a great mouse. I really have no complaints about the mouse. I love this mouse. It's very simple, and I think a simple mouse like this does plenty for what I need. You can see here on the back, the brand is... All of it will be in the description. Don't worry, it's not affiliate links, because I am... If you think I am a big enough YouTuber to have an affiliate Amazon thing, funny joke, bro. Going on with other peripherals, these are my headphones, which are Razer Strike V2 Pros wireless, and these are great headphones. Only thing I have about them is connectivity is a little scarce if I'm like all the way on like the other side of my house, but that's not usually what's happening. I got a headset specifically for my computer. I shouldn't have to walk if it walks super far away. That's kind of my fault. So these are great besides that, and honestly highly recommend them. Another one is my microphone. This is a Fine 669B, and it's a great microphone. It sounds great for the quality, and I don't even have it on like a proper stand, like probably have like a pop filter on it and everything, and I just have it like this and it sounds great. I have it just on a very simple mic arm I got for like $10 off of Amazon, and it's worked out great. Only thing is, if you're getting this mic, I would recommend to make sure to actually get a stand for it like I have here, and make sure that you do not use a volume knob while you're streaming or recording. Configure it in whatever you're recording in. So if you're recording like OBS, make sure to use the slider on OBS and not the slider on here. When I've used that before, it is not very reliable. Another thing that just sits on my desk, and I mentioned it last year because of this because I didn't want to get yelled at in the comments. This is my Google Nest Hub Mini or whatever it's called, and it just sits there. I can see the time, I can see the date, and I can see the weather and the air quality. I don't know, I don't live in freaking New York, so I don't need to know that, but thanks, I guess. It also tracks my sleep and other things, so it's pretty nice. And I usually turn it this way because it's my alarm clock. Oh, and there's my wireless charger thing that I wirelessly charge my things on. Alright, before we get into the big boy stuff, here's my little webcam. I didn't mention this last year. This is Logitech C525, and honestly, it's not a great webcam. I don't recommend it. The only reason why I'm using this webcam is because my mom bought it for work, and she never used it. So this is just basically mine now. It's not a great webcam. It's actually pretty decent in low light, but other than that, it sucks. In normal lighting, it's not that great, and I don't recommend it. So yeah, I've wanted to get rid of this thing for such a long time, but I don't want to spend like $150 on a really nice webcam. I'd rather spend like $300 and get a super nice nice camera that I can use for a webcam and for just shooting in general, so I wouldn't have to use my phone. I don't know, maybe should I get one, guys? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Some of you guys are smarter at saying things. Like last year I talked about upgrading my GPU, and someone gave me a really great suggestion on like GPU to upgrade, and yeah, I didn't end up doing what they said, but it was great feedback. So if you have feedback of what camera I should get, I really would appreciate it. Now getting into the big boy things, I have two Scepter monitors. These are 1440p, 144 hertz, 1 millisecond IPS panels from Scepter. Now, people say see Scepter and they go, ah! Then they get terrified because Scepter doesn't have that great of a brand recognition. But honestly, these monitors are great. There's only one thing I have about this monitor, not this one. On this monitor, there's a dead pixel, but I don't think it's really considered a dead pixel. It's basically just a stuck pixel that only goes green on certain lighting conditions. To be honest right now, I'm super confused. There's actually some really weird behavior about this. So the dead pixel shows up right about here, there, as you can see. But the thing is, if I full screen this window, it goes away. If I put it back, it goes back to green. I don't really get this pixel. I'm pretty sure this might be able to be fixed. I have no idea why it does that. I don't understand that, but honestly, that pixel is barely noticeable when I'm like just watching videos or when I'm doing anything on that, so usually it's fine. And plus, that's my secondary monitor, so this is my prime display when I'm gaming, so I've never seen that unless I'm looking over to like watch the YouTube video, you know? Here is my computer. The full specs for this computer will be in the description, but here's a quick overview of what I have. For my CPU, I have a Ryzen 5 5600, and it's a great CPU. In fact, this CPU actually performs better than most of the same CPUs. In fact, this CPU is so good that it basically ranks the same as the 5600X, which by the way is the overclocked variant of that. So yeah, this runs really good. Here's like some results to prove it. I know, crazy, right? And then I have 32 gigs of RAM, which is different from last year. Last year I only had 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I talked about Premiere Pro taking out 13 gigabytes. Yeah, that still holds true. Sometimes it likes to take like freaking 20. So yeah, getting 32 gigabytes is great. It also was just great for like Minecraft in general, because some of my big Minecraft projects I work on, I need a lot of RAM, so that's great for having it there. Then we get to the most coveted item in here. This is a RTX 4070. I upgraded from a 1650 to a 4070. This 4070 was a bit pricey. It cost some money, but it's a great GPU. I can run actual RTX games, and games look very, very, very nice. AKA the only two games I play that are actually demanding. AKA I don't really use the card that much for demanding games. I don't even really play RTX games. But hey, I can run Palworld at full ultra settings. I can run Minecraft RTX, and it looks pretty cool. And I can run Minecraft with like super cool shaders. So yeah. Oh, I can also run BMG drive and ultra stuff, so yeah. This is all powered by my power supply, which is a Corsair RM850X. That's also different from last year. I had a EVGA one that absolutely broke. I made a video about it. It was actually pretty good, so if you want to go watch that, you can. And this is all in obviously a beautiful case. I love this case that this company does, and it looks really cool, and they have RGB fans. Now, these aren't like addressable RGB fans. They're just like an RGB button that I click and changes the colors. Ooh. But other than that, I think it's great. The one thing I would upgrade about this is that the storage. Now, that SSD is not my main SSD. That SSD right now is just to hold some of my Steam games I have, and it's only 128 gigabytes, and I pulled that out of my mom's laptop when she needed a bigger SSD, and I was like, okay. I just took her old one, and now that's my games drive. Because I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, which is basically almost full. Then I have my boot SSD, which has like my Windows install, and basically only Minecraft is the only other game on there, but for some reason is always filled up with tons of crap. Someone please tell me why. How does this only have 3 gigabytes remaining? Someone please tell me why Windows needs 53 gigabytes. What? 53 gigabytes Windows? What the heck? Look, there is basically nothing on here, and somehow I have 61 gigabytes of apps and features. So I'm like, what? What's taking up all that space? I click on it. There's nothing over like 1 gigabyte on here. Someone tell me what is taking up so much storage. I don't understand. The biggest thing on here is only 1 gigabyte, and it's Power Director, which I don't even use, but I keep it just in case I need it. So, you know, if this channel could get monetized, guys, I could actually make videos better, because then I wouldn't have to somehow come up with random storage, and I'd probably be able to edit videos better as well, because Premiere Pro doesn't like hard drives. I probably don't get monetized this year. Like I said, I am planning on probably quitting YouTube. So, I mean, if you guys get me monetized, though, so then I might have to reverse that. You know, maybe I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe I should start making videos again. But yeah, get me monetized, guys, please. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys really like the setup to our last year, so hopefully you guys liked it this time. Bye.